Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pay-Per-View. Zainab.
All right, let's start off with the punch this morning. The major story here, 2023, consensus plan unsettles APC. Protesters warn against imposition. We have some riders. Aspirants number hits 30, 12 peak forms. Also unfolds 6-point agenda. Pro-Tinubu Group warns NWC. VP supporters target ticket via consensus. Zoning, you have no monopoly of threat. ACF replies Southerners Akiridolu. You'll find this story on pages 2 and 6. Consensus plan by the APC.
Yeah, the potpourri of all the issues around the build up to the presidential primary of essentially the APC now, because I think the PDP is calm. They have been able to do the simple business of selling forms. They had 17 aspirants. They screened out 15 were screened successfully, and they're waiting for those primaries. Of course, there's the contentious issue of the NEC meeting that will decide if they will zone or not. Yeah. But keen observers know that zoning is unnecessary in the PDP now after you have sold forms to people across the regions, different zones. So I think for the PDP, they will announce after the NEC meeting next week that time is of the essence. We are ready. 15 of us will go. Whatever that means, I don't know. We'll see. But in the APC, a lot of drama is playing out. It's unsettling. If I'm an aspirant and I've bought a form for 100 million, the question I will keep asking is, am I going to have a fair chance at this primary? Because there are a lot of issues coming out. You can see the issue of consensus now also rearing its head again. Yeah. There are groups in the party who don't want consensus. Yesterday, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Godswill Akpabio, said consensus is not an election. It's consensus and selection is not an election. We shouldn't do it. He's clearly against that. But there are some groups in the party, who are saying consensus are our best, but we are too much. Almost 30 people who buy nomination form. I don't want to have a primary like that. Let's go for consensus. Supporters of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo are saying that, in fact, he deserves the right of first refusal. And for that, the aspirants should come together and endorse him. Yesterday, a new group emerged. They support Ogbonnaya Onu, the Minister of Science and Tech. I hear you also run. And they say that Ogbonnaya Onu's candidacy will solve the problem of agitations in the party. That once it's Ogbonnaya Onu's choice, everybody has to fall in line, because he's a different choice, from what is going on. But I don't think the Bola Tinubu group agrees. The Bola Tinubu supporters in the APC, they want an election, election for the primary, an elective primary, where the aspirants will canvass for delegates, and delegates will vote, and those votes will determine who the candidate is, which is usually the process. But consensus is not new. They've done it before. They'll probably do it again. And now there's new questions about that Form 18 we talked about yesterday. That it is a voluntary withdrawal form. They say that is the consensus form. Once you feel that you have agreed to a consensus, once you are informed that a choice has been made for a consensus, you just have to buy in, So a lot of issues around the APC, and I think they try to resolve it soon, because the primary is around the corner. They'll stop the sale of forms next week, I think. And once that is done, I don't know, how you can ask someone who has bought a form that is no longer an aspirant because you have chosen a consensus candidate. That will be hard without his buy-in. Even the Electoral Act has described how consensus should work. It has to be among all the delegates, all the aspirants together agreeing and signing. That we have agreed with consensus. What I see today in the APC, I don't think everybody is going to agree on consensus. So that's a threat to their primary. But we'll see how it pans out. 100 million, we heard that about 30 people will buy. About 12 have now already paid the 100 million. Yesterday, Kabiru Gaya, the senator representing Kano North, I think, is the chairman of the Senate Committee on INEC. Anyway, I know that about him because he makes a lot of comments on issues around INEC. A senior senator, former governor of Kano State, went and paid the 100 million for VP Yemi Osinbajo. So you can see who is in his camp, And some others, there was a pastor from the US, one pastor, Nicholas Felix, yes. From nowhere he came and 100 million, he paid, and I never heard of him before.
Yes, I was wondering.
There's a female candidate, Uju. Of course, female candidates can't pay for nominations. She should pay for EOI, especially of interest form, and she paid 30 million. So in the APC now, about 12 to 15 people have doled out that cash. The others, we know that, there are Muslims of this world. those ones declared yesterday, so maybe today they will go and pay, even Firebear and the others. So at the end of the day, the APC will have a field of over 20 aspirants who have paid this very huge amount for nomination. And then you not tell them that consensus. That's why these people have that headline. Consensus unsettles the APC. It will unsettle them, but again, don't trust the political party, but have a strategy in place. And I keep saying that the reason why the leaders of the party, especially President Buhari, went for the choice of Abdullahi Adamu as national chairman, is to be able to deliver on the job. I think this is the beginning. Abdullahi Adamu is ruthless, and I think politically ruthless. That's what I mean. And I think that at the end of the day, we'll see his hands, in how they choose their presidential candidate. And that will be to a level where only few people can complain.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.